Hi, welcome to Mrs. Pettit's eighth grade civics. So glad that you decided to stop by and check me out for back to school night. So excited to be back in the classroom this year after being virtual last year. The energy from the kids and the excitement and the interactions that I've had have been priceless the last couple of weeks. So thank you for sending your kids to school and giving me a reason to get up in the morning and teach civics. Super excited. We have a lot to learn about this year. We are starting off with citizenship right now and learning our rights. Most of you should have been asked if you knew the First Amendment and what you remembered about that, and your kids will be learning the first 10 amendments, known as the Bill of Rights. We'll be memorizing that in class, so you can always quiz them on that to see if they know. It is an abridged version, so it's a shortened version, but nonetheless, we'll be learning about our first 10 amendments and the most important rights that we have as citizens. We'll also be talking about um, political parties. That's coming up next. And I know in this day and age, political parties are a hot topic. And just know that when political parties are discussed in the classroom, I will never ask your child to tell me what political party they're affiliated with because they shouldn't know mine as a public school teacher. My husband doesn't even know who I vote for. So I definitely don't feel the need to have to know what your child's political affiliation is. We'll simply be discussing the political parties and their platforms and their differences and their actually, there's a few things that they have in common as well, strangely enough. We'll also be talking about key documents, Magna Carta, we got the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Confederation, which was our rough draft before we got our US Constitution, which we'll be obviously focusing on a good part of Unit 3 and for the remainder of the school year. Got the three branches that we'll be delving into as well. Economics is part of this year, which will be very interesting to look at. Economics during a pandemic. We have a lot to discuss. So I'll be pulling from current events and hopefully bringing that into the classroom so that we can see economics in real life. The judicial branch will round out our three branches, and then we'll final couple weeks of school we'll be talking about state and local branches. I'm sorry, state and local governments, and then also we'll be studying for our SOL, which we have this year as well. Eighth grade is a big, heavy SOL year. They will have civics, math, language arts, and science. So all four of them for this year. So it's a big year for them. What else in Mrs. Pettit's class? See, we watch CNN 10 every day. I've already gotten a couple of emails and questions of concern about why we watch CNN 10 and not Fox 10 or another 10. And actually, CNN 10 is a student news that is literally down the middle news. It's not biased. It's really hard to believe in this day and age. I get that, but I wouldn't be able to show it in the classroom if it wasn't. It's a great way to be able to start discussing news topics and our current events every day. So we will pretty much 90% of the time start our day off with CNN 10. There's a link to it on Schoology if you would like to check it out yourself and know what we'll be talking about that day. You're more than welcome to preview that or to look at I'm sorry, not future, but past CNN topics that we have watched as well. And please, as with anything in my classroom, please feel free to contact me if you have any questions about anything, about what I've said in class, what I'm teaching in class, any of that. Please, I understand with the climate that we're in these days that it's important and parents want to be informed of what's being taught in the classroom. I tell the children that I've been doing this now for 8 years and no one has figured out my political affiliation. So I wake up every morning, take a deep breath, and think very carefully about every word that comes out of my mouth to make sure that I am teaching down the middle information and factual things that students can create their own opinions from. Hopefully, go home and start talking to you about that around the dinner table. You might not appreciate that all the time, but that you'll have these conversations with your students that they can understand how you believe and the world around them, politics and citizenship and things like that. Um, So that's what we'll be doing. And let me think what else. I think that kind of wraps it up for me. We've had a great start to the school year. I'm getting to know first names. I'm working on the last names, and hopefully, kids are coming home and having some conversation about civics. But I hope that we all have a great year. I know that it's going to be wonderful because, again, I am so happy to be back in the classroom. And I tell the kids that every day that I'm just thrilled to be back. And hopefully, they can feel my energy and my enthusiasm for being in the classroom again. Looking forward to a wonderful school year. And as always, please reach out to me if you have any questions about anything. Schoology messaging is a great place for me. I'm getting ready to set up Remind, which is an app that you can text me and get information that way. But Schoology message right now would probably be the best way to get to me, or or by my email. That works just as well. So I'm looking forward again to a successful, fun school year, and looking forward to getting to meet you along the way. Thanks again for stopping by for my back to school night. Thanks.